The National Glass Centre is a public venue where you can see exhibitions that focus on contemporary glass. My name is Julia Stevenson and my job title is Head of Arts. I am on the public facing side of the venue and I look after the exhibition programme, the public learning and engagement and the collection. We hold a lot of workshops, a lot of events, a lot of kind of one-to-one experiences for people to engage with glass. And the main thing that makes us a bit different is we're almost like a factory for making art. We have the studios, so a lot of what we exhibit is made here. The North East had the first known stained glass window in Britain in the building next door. We provided Pyrex glass right across the Commonwealth until the 1990s. Then artists started working in glass and we've become one of the international centres for that area of work, and that is the growth area. You know, we need to be proud of what we have been and be proud of our past, but then look at the way that we move into the future, and glass is perfect for that. We engage so many schools. I know that we've had a huge impact on individuals. So the last project we've done was called Design Lab Nation, which was a partnership with the Victoria and Albert Museum. And it was all about how you can engage with glass, how you can engage with ceramics, how you can look at things from a creative point of view, and how there are careers in this area, because we need artists and we need artists in the North East. So keeping ourselves active as a place for artists to work in will feed the collection and it will feed the exhibition programme, and it will allow us to present to the public what glass can do. And it's about a lot of different minds and approaches and skills coming together to see where we can push this medium and where it sits within the visual arts. I got an email from a gentleman at Durham University, and he said that he was interested in engaging with us because he was doing this project. And I thought, oh, that sounds quite interesting. I'll send that on to Colin and Kate.
We had an email come from Julia Stevenson saying Professor Giles Gasper would be interested in working with us on a project about Robert Grosseteste, who had lived in the 13th century and had written various treatises on various different subjects. And he'd been working through these treatises and he'd come across the one on colour. 400 words of Latin, which started off by saying, "Colour is light in a diaphanous medium." What if that diaphanous medium was glass?
Grosseteste describes a series of axes that define colour in a more rich and three-dimensional way than the original Aristotelian linear spectrum from black to white through all the different colours, which made scientists start thinking about the RGB colour space, which is a three-axis colour space. And I sort of thought, what would Grosseteste do if he had these tools and this group of people that you could work with?
And we worked with the scientists, we worked with the academics, we worked with the historians, but the actual artworks were able to be formulated by our own imaginations and thoughts. And it became quite clear that a lot of it was about the passage of light through a piece of coloured glass, which is what I do for a living. So from that and conversations with Julia Stevenson, we were able to secure an exhibition.
But what was really quite striking was the reaction that the Ordered Universe team had to the process of working with glass. There was a real buzz when the team came to the exhibition opening and walked around and saw these things that had only ever been ideas before, but actually saw them as manifest objects in 3 dimensions.
Science is the big gun in one sense, you know, because it brings a lot of more money and so on. But I think tremendous steps forward can be taken by the creative mind and the openness of the creative mind. And that can be the best way that science and art can work together. Colin and Kate have taken it onto another level with their research with Durham. And that's really, really interesting when it kind of gets to that artist level as to how science and art interrelate. So digital is becoming more and more involved in what we do. So Colin does a lot of work 3D scanning and then using a program called Rhino to cut out on a waterjet cutter, which is all digital.
One of the huge advantages of working in a university is access to equipment and access to the expertise to run that equipment. Because these things are in-house and they're all part of the university kind of suite of equipment, it makes it easier for you to experiment with these techniques and these processes. I think if they weren't necessarily available and there wasn't a community of people that were sharing that information, it would be harder to come up with the ideas in the first place.
Keeping students coming through, keeping new talent growing, keeping existing talent, having that shared approach, that collaborative approach. It's about creating opportunity and maintaining creativity.